This is the Mobile VR Movement Pack, and what it is it's a collection of 5 different examples of how you can move in mobile VR. I'm going to import the pack really quick and take a look at what we have here. The demo scenes, you'll see they got AutoWalk example, Bluetooth controller example, the LookWalk example, NavMesh navigation, and a Waypoint system. So I'm going to go through these really quick. The AutoWalk is simply when you tap the button on tap, you'll start walking, and while you're walking, if you move your head, you'll go in that direction. It also works for Google Cardboard, so this makes you start walking, and then pushing it again makes you stop walking, just like that. So works both with Google VR and Cardboard. And when I turn my head and tilt my head in the editor, it's because I'm holding Alt to turn the head and Control to rotate. So that's what AutoWalk is. Tap to walk, tap to stop. Next up is Bluetooth controller, and this is not an exhaustive Bluetooth controller solution for VR. And the reason why is because there's all kinds of different Bluetooth controllers for VR. There's ones that you hold in just one hand. Here I have a Moga controller, so there's all different types. They all have different types of input schemes. So this is not guaranteed to work with your Bluetooth controller. It's a basic example. Hopefully it works and gives you an idea of how to get started and take it from there. Maybe you have to look up the input mappings for your controller specifically, but it uses the horizontal and input mappings in Unity to walk left and right, and that makes you strafe left and right. And the forward access, of course, makes you go forward and backwards. So while I'm pressing forward on my controller, I can turn my head in VR and I'll walk in that direction. And if I press left and right, I'll strafe left and right. So a simple example of how to do a Bluetooth controller integration. Not a complete solution that's guaranteed to work with all Bluetooth controllers. Hopefully it helps you get started. Next up is LookWalk, and LookWalk is a popular mobile VR movement scheme where you look down, and while you're looking down, you're moving. So I have my headset on, and I'm looking down. So when I look down this way, I'm walking, and when I bring my head back up, I'll stop moving. So then I can stop and look around, look straight up, look all around. But if you look down, the character will start moving. So same thing for Google Cardboard. Next up we have NavMesh. And NavMesh is a navigation mesh movement example. If you look at the navigation window, you'll notice that I have the navigation mesh baked already, and it's baked on the terrain based on slope values and all that. It's baked down here around these crates and on the plane that I've added. And all you have to do, for example, on the terrain is make sure it has the collider, and then add the script VR walkable surface. And if it has that walkable surface script, wherever you're looking at, and then you tap the button again, you'll walk directly to that position. And it uses navigation agent on the NavMesh to move you. So while I'm moving, if I look around, I'll keep moving towards the destination that I clicked on. So same thing works for Google VR. When I click the cardboard button, I'll move to that location. And then you'll notice if it tries to shoot a straight line to where I clicked, and if it can make it, it's green. So here we can see that the path is clear because it's a green line. But if I were to click, for example, on top, all the way on top of this mountain, what it's going to do is it's going to try, you'll see the line's red now. It can't, it knows it can't go up there because if we look at the navigation mesh, it says, hey, I can't move up here. So it goes as close as it can. So you're going to see the navigation agent is going to go all the way. Even though I tried to go up here, I can't. It gets me as close as it can based on the navigation mesh. So this is a really good simple navigation mesh movement that works for both Google and Gear VR. So the last one here is the waypoint example, and in the waypoint, what you have is a waypoint that's animated over there, and then when you look at it, it animates, and then you'll move to it. And then what it does is it enables other nearby waypoints. And in the demo scene, there actually are no nearby waypoints. So you have to create them, but it's really easy with the custom inspector here. So here I have my first initial waypoint, and then I want to create a path. Let's say the new waypoint prefix here, I'm going to change it to beach, because this path is going to go to the beach. So I'm going to say add connected waypoint, and it adds a waypoint, and I'm going to add another one that's connected to that, and add a connected waypoint to that, and this path goes down towards the beach. Then I'm going to go back to my original waypoint, and I'm going to say, hey, I want to make a path that goes towards town, so I'm going to add that waypoint, and because I've given it the name town, it's naming my game objects appropriately. My beach path is named beach, and here my town path is named town. They're named and numbered correctly. So now when I start the game, they're all going to be enabled, and that's not too good. Because we can see them all at once. So I'm going to select all of these, and you can see in the editor, it shows you with the green line how the waypoints are connected to each other. So if I select my original waypoint, you'll see that it has two connected waypoints, the beach and the town. So it draws a line in the editor to each one. So you know, hey, these are the waypoints that I can travel to from this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off these waypoints and just leave my first waypoint in the game. And you'll see when I travel to this one, what it's going to do is it's automatically going to turn on the connected waypoints. So if I go down the beach path, it's going to, of course, enable this connected waypoint and the previous one I was at. And of course, I could use the same method to go all the way down into the town waypoints. So a really nice and easy, simple way with a custom inspector to set up waypoints in your scene, as well as the 4 other examples for movement in mobile VR. Check out the other video for a detailed tutorial of how everything works here, or just go through the documentation here. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.